Okay, this is the don't drop the bomb guide. Directed at Bill, David, Jehu.
Actually directed at everyone.
For Blue, Chloe, Kelvin.
Everyone needs to be educated.
Okay, keep going. Next slide.
Okay,
didn't hear my
step
name.
1. Champion select.
T-Chen.
What the fuck?
This champion select directed at T-Chen's Bill especially. Alright. We're gonna teach you how to pick good champions. Alright, number 1, top lane.
You see the link? That's very important. Click on that link.
This link is a holy bible for champion select, okay?
Click
You
the
need
link
to pick
every
simple
time.
champions.
Every jump select, you need to click that link.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, do you see these champions?
Yes, Tom Kench. Every time I see Tom Kench Orin on top lane on my side of the screen, I get a mental buff. It's like Tide Color's blessing.
Do you know why they're good?
You know why they're good, Bill? Taking questions.
Because they're broken.
Dude,
Yes.
no skill.
Stat check, stat check.
What else? Yeah, no skill. Stat check, exactly. That's a good word. I like that term, stat check.
I didn't realize there'd be cold calling in this class.
You need to be stat checking a lot. When you're not good at the game, you need to stat check the opponent because stat checking is inherently like they can't beat you because you have better stats.
Look, some champions,
Mathematically.
some champions require you to outplay your opponents in order to win. These champions do not. All right, moving on to bad champions.
Where's
But the list? You didn't explain the
win
list.
rate graph?
Yeah, I was gonna put Singed in until I saw David Bao drop the bomb on Singed. He went 3 CS per minute, and we took it out.
Next.
Two champions
Next
top lane.
Oh my god.
These champions need 3,000 APM, still drop the bomb. One Tom Kench action is 300 Irelia actions. Okay, we have some examples here. Let's see. I covered the names, but I think you know who this is.
Where did you get that screenshot of Kevin on?
Bro, I'm just saying that shit is still enhanced shock blast. So don't give me the fucking bullshit. That is still a fucking enhanced shock blast.
Everyone who can't do the J's QE properly is banned from playing you. Kevin Han, nah, for sure. This time you got lucky, bro. Enhanced shock blast. Last time, E behind enemy champion.
说实话是3年没玩了。
说实话, 1 game on these champions is okay. On the left is an example of a dystopian society. Please don't do this in my game.
This is Sirakura. This is Sirakura. Do you see how he doesn't improve after playing 20 games? It's too hard for him. It's actually too hard.
This one's Jehu.
These champions too hard. Need hundreds of games to execute. I'm not going to lose hundreds of Flexi games.
说实话
See, see an example?
Holy
Okay.
shit. Like,
This is jungle. First of all, jungle is too fucking hard. Except by following some flowchart junglers, you too can play the role. So we have Nunu, Warwick, Grant Liao, Trundle. These champions are all very easy. 3 to 4 camp into Kanak. Kanaki, all very easy. Press every button on enemy champion. Alternatively, if you are Fred Wang, we have another champion style for you. These are full code junglers. Very easy. Fred
Yo,
Wang
why
type of
is Shyvana
junglers.
not here? Why is Shyvana not
Actually,
here?
looking at Fred Wang. Look at the
Looking
at Fred Wang.
Shyvana F tier can't play Shyvana.
Why is Shyvana not here? Why
These
is
champions
Shyvana not
only
here?
CS 30 minutes.
Look at the Bible. Look at the Bible. Shyvana's not on the Bible. You can't pick
Nina,
her.
great jungler, great champion, perfect champion.
Okay, look. I'm pulling out the notepad for jungle, right? This is. Let's look at the
Can we get an
notepad for
illustration?
Pick good champions jungle. Thank you.
Okay.
These champions, notepad, what do you call it? Flowchart is already set in stone. Go clear camps, no camps, go gank. Alright, next slide.
are we only allowed to gank Daniel Wang?
No. You can gank other people too. But let's just let it be known, if you see David Bao on any of these champions and you choose to gank him instead of me, there will be repercussions. Just know you're choosing to gank this, okay? There will be repercussions.
just so that you know what you're paying for.
Oh my god. Yo, that's my champion pool.
I made the slide. Except for Hammerdinger. Daniel Wang put, no, except for Malzahar. Daniel Wang put in Malzahar. I
Wait.
put in the rest of these champions. If you're playing mid lane, I don't want to see you on a champion that's not one of these champions. I fucking swear to God, if I see David Bao play Kiana one more time. Holy fuck.
Wait, are we forgetting the 3 games where I played Malzahar and I've scientifically proven I'm the unluckiest Malzahar on planet Earth?
Yep. That's why that's still okay though. You'll improve on Malzahar.
You know why the champions are broken?
Another champion, it's not okay. Okay.
Can we get someone to raise their hand? Why are these champions broken?
Looking for volunteers. There will be participation marks.
Holy shit,
Bro,
participation.
Ziggs dropped the
I don't think I'm
ball.
passing the class anyways.
Dude, J6 dropped the ball.
Okay.
They are
These
no
champions are
counterplay
too
wave there.
fucking easy.
There's no counterplay, just push wave.
We can use
Thank
the
you,
term
Shannon.
coined by.
Yep,
We
yep,
can use
yep.
the
You dropped the
we
bomb
can-
on
we-
radar.
Yo,
we can use a term coined by Professor Jeffrey Zegg, brain diff.
I thought it was stat check.
These champions require less brain to play and less hands
Look.
and less everything. Honestly,
It's an easy litmus test you can do when you think about the champion you want to play. If you die to an enemy champion and you feel like you got outplayed, that is not the champion for you. Now, let's apply this test to everyone on this
I'm raising my hand.
Ziggs, Heimerdinger, Malzahar, none of these champions have ever outplayed you. Okay, moving
Mr.
on.
Wang, my hand is raised.
Okay,
Why is
No,
Akshan not on this list?
Bill, I will disconnect you from the call. Action is coming, don't worry. Make a champions bid. It's fuck champions.
Hey,
Look,
yo, what is this screenshot? Hey, first of all, that photo of TF is Photoshop. Secondly, the Fizz ended up dying, so that's a
I killed him with Grand Liao. Grand Liao.
accurate representation. The Fizz ended up dying.
50 damage.
My flag!
Okay. Rise, Syndra, Oriana, Azure, these champions are too fucking hard. Just to think, Vladimir, you guys have done nefarious things to my mind with these champions. Now, let's turn our attention to this Fablu example. The secret of events. Fablu TP's on Fizz under tower with a gold card, except he didn't pick his gold card and shoots his basic auto attack at Fizz. Moving on. Bill Liu flash pool 8 full HP on Vladimir. Need I say more?
I couldn't press
Wait,
E
these
and
two
D.
events are not identical. One is not like the other.
Dude, I literally could not move my middle finger on E and D at the same time.
Bill, you need to use normal cast. Except this is not a problem because you'll never be playing Vladimir again. Jeffrey, have anything to say about this?
Yes. Do you know why these champions are hard?
Champions, this is easy to me.
But it seems there's a condition amongst our friends group where nobody is able to pick a card, so none of you are allowed to participate again.
The champions are hard because you have to press multiple buttons at the same time. Like Oriana, QW, Syndra, QE, Azir, EQ, Riot.
My Azir's,
Like all 6 of your
my
buttons.
Azir's top
You guys
tier.
cannot press. Go back to the previous slide. You don't have to press more than one button at the same time on these champions. Look. Every single one of these champions. You can press all of your buttons in any order. Okay, go back. Also, this is the average gold player. Alright, and some of us here are worse than the average gold player. Note figure A and figure B.
Moving on. Pick good champions ADC.
Why is Jinx for
I made this out, okay? If you guys don't play the champions, you're fucking reported.
Dude, I have the Arcane Jinx Fortnite skin on
Yes.
Alright,
Okay, look.
let's-
Do you see the Yordles on the top right? You can also play those. You won't be bad if you play those.
I don't get it. How can you put the worst champion in the game on this slide?
Where's
These
my
champions
chin?
all contribute to the team and easy to play. I guarantee you, if you
Ash does not contribute anything. Ash
look, I guarantee you, if you pick any of these champions, you'll out damage every other AD carry in the game that you could have played. Okay, that's all.
What if it's
That's
another
all.
champion on the
That's all.
list?
That's all.
Oh
These are some
my.
banned ADC champions.
I told you, Jay, who banned, okay?
All banned. All Ezreal. 2 fucking fucking gold. Let's look at figure A. Sarah Ezreal. Number 2, Aphelios. 2 fucking fight for any elo. Notice figure B. Jason Who. Need I say more? Number 3, especially looking at you, David. Draven.
So
David, you
glad
died
not on the
23
list.
times. Need I say more?
Wait,
He can't even answer himself.
are these 4 games in a row?
He's not even here. He's not even here to
Why
explain his
are you doing
actions.
this?
Callista's directed at Andy's son. I put that one for Andy's son. You're fucking banned from Callista. You're banned from playing Callista.
What does the other professor have to say about this?
What is the what?
What does the other professor have to say about this? I want a second opinion.
If you bind me, we're good.
But he only binds the jungler. I've only seen the jungler and the mid lane.
Just honestly, let's go.
Okay, go back one slide. If you play Misfortune, you're gonna out damage yourself. If you like, let's say for example you play Samira. Let's say, for example, you play Samira, all right? But you don't know how to do the combo, so you just press EQW and then you can't ult. But if you play Misfortune, you can just right click them, press Q, press W, press E, press R, and you're gonna out damage yourself if you were to play Samira, and Varus, and Lucian, and Tristan, and Kai'Sa, and Caitlyn, and Senna, and Xayah, and Sivir, and Kog'Maw, and Jhin, and Twitch.
Alright.
Yep, that's
Can
it.
anyone tell me why these champions are too fucking hard to play?
Too many
Too
internal
many
mechanics.
buttons. It's
That's because
trend.
number 1, Ezreal. Figure A, Ezreal. None of you guys auto attack while moving. Can't play Ezreal.
Wait, I've
Figure B,
proven this.
Draven.
I have
None of you
I have
guys auto attack
clips.
after moving. Can't play Draven. Can't cat actions.
So you
Figure
can't play
3,
Draven either.
Aphelios. Don't play Aphelios.
Professor,
Wait, how
you
is
can't play
this?
Draven
How
either.
is this slide not only
I'm
applying to
also
Tony
banned from
Chen?
Draven.
Wait, I have demonstrated.
Alright,
Click
no
move.
comment.
Look, notice anything about these champions. MF, stand still. Ash, stand still. Jinx, stand still. Moving on.
Tony Chen, the MF, stands extremely still.
Alright, Jeffrey, take the floor on this one.
I made the slide. Do you notice anything in common with the SpongeBob pictures? You have to do your best impression of fucking being SpongeBob as a female.
Why
Notice
is my,
all these
why is my
supports are
karma
women.
not on the
Okay,
slide?
I don't want to see you guys on fucking male support champion. I swear to God, no male support champion, no Alistar, no Rakan, no Pike, no Swain, no Pantheon, no Twitch. Only female champions. Only female champions. Okay.
Where's karma?
I picked these because the rest of them we fucking ban. Okay. But yeah, these champions. Some of them go unbanned, so you need to pick one of these
Wait,
champions. if you're playing
but,
support.
so it's literally part of Exodia. We ban
Dude, I'm
every
saying
single
Karma.
game.
Karma is part of the Bill Lee challenge, okay? You're not allowed to pick Karma. That's it. That's it. There's no
Laning
options
stage.
for support.
Oh my
Everything else is banned except for those champions.
Laning
Especially
stage.
males.
This is. Alright, number 1. Freezing the wave. Alright, the minion wave is important. Alright, you don't just punish of the wave. You don't hit things willy-nilly. You need to do something with the wave, okay? Why freeze? Jeffrey, you made this.
Okay, can we get a volunteer to answer why freeze?
It's on the slide.
It's on the It's literally on
Fuck up, shut the fuck up.
Fuck up, read it. Can someone volunteer to read the slide?
Deny enemy champion gold and XP. You're safe since you're in tower range, but enemy has to overextend on your side of the lane to get CS.
Okay, do you see how they're the one overextending, and you guys are not the one at their tower getting ganked, getting farmed 50 times?
Look at Vibes as he approaches the minion freeze in this picture.
Yeah, look at Red, look at Red.
Stand.
He's about to get bastardized.
He has to get bastardized, yes. So, picture this example, okay? You're playing a mage, Victor, okay? And the enemy is playing Irelia. If Irelia freezes on you, you can't play the game. Instant bastardization. If Victor freezes on Irelia, she can't play the game. Can't queue into tower range. Instant bastardization. Freezing is too OP. How to freeze? I dug up my own example for this one. Alright, you see these 3 range creeps? You only need to hold 3 range creeps to freeze the minions. The more minions you have, the longer the freeze will be. If you freeze with 3 range minions, the freeze will naturally unbreak after an amount of time because your minions will get to the wave before the enemy minions and they'll start hitting sooner. If you freeze a whole fucking cannon wave like this, your opponent cannot play the game. Have anything to say, Jeffrey?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you have to
Next
say?
slide. Next slide. You need to reference the picture. This is why you can't always freeze. This game happened today, actually. This game happened today. Do you notice why I'm not in the picture? I'm Bill's AD carry. I'm not in the picture because I'm not trying to freeze here. Bill took it upon himself to try and fucking freeze. And look what happened to him. Look what happened. Do you know what happened 2 seconds after this photo? He got fucking murdered. He got shot down in the streets. Don't freeze if you're gonna get fucking shit on when you try to freeze. If the enemy is playing like I don't know, anything that can beat you up, don't try to freeze on them. Yeah.
Jungle
You're
slash
gonna get beat
FF.
up trying to freeze. You're gonna get beat up trying to freeze like this.
If the enemy tries to freeze on you, you have to push in the wave. If you can't do that, ask for help. If no one helps you, you need to leave the lane.
You can go roam. You can do jungle camp. You can get vision. Yeah, that's it. Just don't go overextend into lane like the Rise picture, or you're gonna get bastardized.
Notice Rise picture. Rise is about to be bastardized.
Oh, this happens to Tony Chen a lot. Go back. Yeah, Tony Chen is in this situation a lot. Tony Chen, when this happens, you need to do something to the wave to get it into tower. You can ult the wave on Misfortune, or you can tell your jungler to come push the wave. Or if you can't do that, you go mid lane.
Literally leave the wave.
Yeah.
Now, another part of freezing the wave is crashing the wave, which breaks the freeze. Jeffrey, take the floor.
Okay. So you know when you guys like all in, right? And then you can't get it fully into tower, right? You're like pushing, but then the next wave gets here and blocks your minion wave, but then you're too low to stay, so you have to base. Then the enemy freezes, right? So you're bunched. So what you have to do is you have to push it into tower. Why do we push it into tower? Because then the wave will bounce back to you. It'll push back into you, so you can freeze. You can do whatever you want with the wave. Note the graphic. He kills Gangplank, right? He pushes it into tower. After he recalls, by the time he gets back to lane, the wave is going to be like just in front of his tower. So, or pushing back towards him, so he can freeze, or he can shove, or he can do whatever he wants. But if he doesn't push into tower, he's going to get frozen on, like the Rise picture, and he's going to get bastardized.
Very true. Next
What
slide.
did you get these?
I'm learning a lot.
How come these champions aren't even on the list?
Champion.
That's very important.
First slide ever. I'm looking at you, David Bao. David Bao, Jack's E not up, Q's onto him. Alright. Here's the crux of trading, okay? Trading is meant to gain an advantage in the lane, so you should trade only when you're sure that you have a trading advantage. If the enemy's on CD, go trade. Enemy committed to action, go trade. You can blast kids, go trade. If you have higher lethal range, go trade. So for example, if you're playing Garen, right, and you're facing Akshan, okay? And then you can take a trade with him, you would lose 20% of your HP, Akshan would lose 10%. But that 10% of his HP puts him into your all-in range. Go trade. This is especially important on Veigar. Looking at you, Bill.
Oh wait, go back. Also, when your jungler is gonna gank, you trade with them.
Even
like
if
when
it's
you're
a bad
setting up a
trade.
dive. Yeah, when you're setting up a dive, you always want to trade as hard as you can.
Wait, I did that.
Okay.
I remember
job,
the
Bill.
palm catch game.
Next slide. Here are some trading examples. Jax for this trading mirror. Unbuntable matchup for Jax. Go trade. Garen versus Irelia. Actually, this is every Garen matchup. Go trade. Malphite versus AD champion. Go trade. Next.
Okay, do you know how to trade? You use all your abilities on the enemy hero, and then when you have no cooldowns, you walk away. If you're winning, you walk forward.
Well, I feel like
That's
this
it.
has to
That's
be
it.
capped.
That's the entire pattern.
I feel like
You need
this
to
is a
recognize
top hat cap. What about all the range top laners?
You need to. Don't worry about that. That's what you pick Malphite for. Okay. You need to recognize which champion is stronger without abilities. So if you trade, let's say you're Garen on Irelia, you Q, right? Press all your abilities. Irelia still has HP. She has full stacks. She's hitting you. Go away. Unless you can lethal her. In that case, trade. Same thing for Jax versus Tryndamere. Your E is down. You know Tryndamere's ult. Don't trade. Next. Some champions rely on different abilities to trade. Let's say Yone. Yone is known for dictating the pace of his trades. He will trade with you when his E is up. So when his E is down, go trade. Same thing for Irelia. Irelia no passive, go trade. Blitzcrank no hook, Blitzcrank's gonna be banned. Don't care. If you're on no W, go trade. This is the last slide.
Also, don't trade when you don't have your ability. We mentioned this before, but
True.
Don't trade it for down.
Any questions? Closing out.
okay, don't trade if you're fucking getting farmed. Please don't trade. Please.
Guys, well, I've heard of this little term called win trading. When do we trade to win?
Don't win trade.
We have some good examples of that. I'm pretty good at that.
All right. Any questions?
What does Irelia passive do?
You have a question? Okay, two questions. Okay, I'll answer Trace's first.
What is a ward and how do I use it?
Don't worry. Next.
Next
question.
Still need to?
Next question, Tony.
I don't understand the slide. What does Irelia passive do?
Okay, Irelia, whenever she hits a spell, right, on an enemy, including the minions, right? So E and W, they have to hit enemy champions, but Q stacks when you kill an enemy minion. Her passive builds up to 4 stacks, right? So for every ability, she gets 1 stack. When she reaches max stacks, she gets movement speed, attack speed, on hit damage. You get fucked. So
You can't
see
beat her on 99% of champions.
True.
You can't beat
When
her
you-
when she's 4 stacks.
When you see Irelia glowing, like her blades are glowing, don't trade. Any other questions?
Which Yone move is his E?
That's the one where he recalls later. He hops out of his spirit. Oh, actually, Trace, I haven't answered your question. After you push the wave, do you see the step 2, Trace? When you push it to tower, you can leave a ward right, like in front of their tower, right? Not so much that they can see it, but right in front of it. So you know what they do after they push it back to you. This is the only time you really need to ward because it doesn't bother you.
Go back to the slide.
you.
Go back to the slide. Okay, so do you see in step 2, like there's like some rocks on the ground, right? So right outside, do you see like the triangular rock? That's like roughly the turret range. Okay, on step 2, put it outside of that range, and the tower won't see the ward.
It's always good to ward enemy jungle camps. To be honest, Jeffrey Zhang doesn't even fucking ward, so we don't have a slide for that.
Yep.
He's not qualified to make the slide. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What happens when I'm having a good time laning, and then the enemy jungle ganks me?
You can blame your jungler. Any other questions?
Also, if you're freezing, you can't get ganked unless you get dived. If you get dived, blame the jungler FF.
Is this where I've learned when you get ganked, you type jungle dip?
If enemy jungler ganks you, use summoner spells. Don't know what else to say.
Okay, what if
It's best to set up your wave in such a state that you won't get ganked as easily. So freeze, or let the enemy wave push into you. When you push in the wave is dying to tower, and you can't punish them under tower, you can go ward river. This is
I have
how
a
you
follow-up
escape
question.
jungle.
What if I'm laning in the top lane, having a peaceful lane, you know, playing like Ornn against Yone or something, and then I'm having a good time smurfing on kids, and then for some reason their mid laner, their ADC, and their support shows up in my lane.
Deserve to die.
What?
I agree as
In
well.
my lane, under my tower, sitting alone.
If
Oh, yeah,
they
look
can
at
do
your map.
that, if they can do that, Bill, and then they were not on vision the whole time, that's your teammate's fault. Honestly, in my opinion, that's a worthy sacrifice. Good work, Billy.
Oh my god. It's a
Also,
good
look at your
death.
map. I know you guys don't look at your map.
Dude, your mini map is like it's like your mirror in driving. I know you guys look at your
I
mirrors
don't
when you
look in the
drive.
mirror when I drive. What the fuck?
Tony Chan.
I don't think Tony Chen has heard of the
Tony
rear
Chan, I
view
didn't
mirror.
think you look at the map anyways, so you know what? We can ignore that one. You
Has
need to
Tony
look
Chen
at your
heard of
map.
the rear view
That's
mirror?
true. I've been in the same lane as Tony Chen while we're getting ganked, and he doesn't realize we're getting ganked.
Your fault. You didn't say anything.
Any other questions? If there's enough demand, we'll make part 2.
I'm requesting a part 2.
Yeah?
All right, what topics would you like to see in part 2?
Well, this was all like a early game, like champ select and laning phase. But what happens after that?
When to do
care.
Dragon, when to do Baron, when to split
Look,
push, when to
Help whoever
1-3-1.
on the team is dropping the positive bomb. Except we will make part 2 about
What
that.
if I'm dropping the positive bomb?
We'll make
This
part 2
has
about
never happened. This has actually never happened before.
So many positive bombs. This is cap.
Okay, if you're positive bomb, then you need to take that gold lead and translate it into a bigger lead for the team.
I think this needs
This
a
is
PowerPoint.
T-Chen's vibe.
Like if you're 10-0 on Vi, if you're 10-0 on Vi and you go full AD and you die, you lost your team the game. It's your fault.
I think my fault. It's not my fault. My team failed me.
Even if your team failed you, it's your fault because you
Oh
could have
my
carried the
God.
game.
Alright. I think that wraps up episode 1. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
You need to